Today's video is aimed at helping amateur photographers who are looking to become wedding photographers and they're not really sure where to begin. What's going on today, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a very long time. Now, bear with me here, guys. I'm going to explain that for the last couple of years, I have been extremely busy with some personal matters, and not only that, the pandemic has kind of really shut down my plans because my goal was to bring back lots of content to this channel and camera reviews at the beginning of the year. Well, beginning of last year now. So pretty much all of 2020 was shot because of the pandemic. In January and February, I was planning to launch a whole new series of videos on this channel, and it never happened because of the pandemic. So I apologize about that. I know that summer of 2017, I kind of went missing, posted a few videos. Summer of 18, I said that I was back. It was really rough for me trying to come back at that point in time, although in January and February of 2019, I'd started posting videos again. Things just weren't where they should have been, and I've been kind of AWOL yet again. So I hope you're doing well. It's great to be back. Today's video is aimed at helping amateur photographers who are looking to become wedding photographers and they're not really sure where to begin. So I really want to start out a series of videos on how to become a wedding photographer, and we're going to start out with the most important video, and that is, which camera should I buy? So today's video is going to really touch base on the cameras, what you should be looking for, and what's important and what's not. So let's get started. The one thing I want to start out with in this video is, if you're not willing to invest in your own business and yourself, how can you expect anybody else to? I know that a $2,000 or even a $1,500 budget may sound like a lot. If I was recommending you guys gear that I think you should be getting to get the best results and have the best equipment for the job, and wasn't considering budget really at all, you'd be well over $10,000. I'm not recommending you guys gear based on Google searching and surfing and prices and inexperience. I'm giving you guys my 16 years of wisdom and experience that I've learned over time on what works and what's going to get you the best results for the least amount of money to start out. But you've got to invest in yourself a little bit to get your business going. Because like I said, you invest in yourself, you believe in yourself, others will too, and it'll give you great results. And over the last 16 years, I've used many different cameras. In fact, I was shooting strictly on Nikon, and I was using the D800, the D800E, the D810, D850, D7000, 7100, 7200, the 5000 series, as well as the D500. I've used a lot of Nikon cameras, including the D4, D4S, D5, and the D6. I switched over to Canon though in 2016, or late 2016. It was almost 2017 at that time, but I was using Canon from 2007 through 2013. I had a 7D, a 1D Mark IV, and I also had a 5D Mark II. I originally had a 5D for a brief period of time. Great cameras. Then I went to Nikon and then back to Canon again with the 5D Mark IV, the 1DX Mark II, 1DC, and I even picked up an original 1DX, and I also used a 6D Mark II. And I've reviewed dozens of entry-level cameras for Canon, pretty much almost all of them. So I want to sit here and discuss with you guys wedding photography basics for beginners. Step one, which camera should you be looking to buy? I want to clarify a couple of things that some people just may not know. These cameras are just tools for the job. A camera is not really the most important thing in your arsenal. So let's just say you have two people. One is an amateur, has a Canon 1DX Mark III, brand new camera, best of the best, a 24-70 f2.8 USM3, the best lens. He's got a custom bracket with a flash on it, best equipment, has no idea how to shoot a wedding. Person number two, he's got a Canon 5D, an original 5D with just a bracket and a flash. That's it, but he's been doing weddings for 20 years. It's going to be very evident which one the professional is. The photos are going to be a lot better from the professional with the mid-grade equipment than they would be from the amateur with top-tier equipment. So you guys have to understand that just running out with no experience and buying a Canon 1DX Mark II or 1DX Mark III is not going to make you a great wedding photographer. It's just not how it works. So I want to help you guys understand that you don't have to spend that kind of money to get started and start producing great results. I'm really going to focus heavily on individuals have a budget of say $2,000 or even $1,500 or less for everything to get started. So let's say here with the $1,500 budget, what's really going to be a deciding factor is which brand you want to go with. Are you going with Nikon or are you going with Canon? So we're going to start with Nikon. If you're looking to get a new camera, but you're on a budget, I highly recommend the D610. You can get it brand new for $999. This is more than enough to shoot weddings professionally and provide excellent results. I have used this camera before. It is a fantastic camera, even on a professional level. $999 gives you about a $500 budget for flash, batteries, media, and a lens, which is going to be very tight, but on a very tight budget, you can get a Nikon D610 used for about $700. It is a flawless camera for shooting weddings. It's fantastic. Trust me, it is a great camera. It's going to provide you excellent results. It has an X-Speed 3 processor and it's a 24 megapixel camera, more than enough for shooting weddings. The dynamic range and the color rendition in this camera is absolutely fantastic. I've said that a couple times. Great camera. You can get it used for $699. You can get it brand new for $999. I wouldn't recommend a DX sensor because even if you're an amateur and you're looking to get into wedding photography, I can't recommend a DX sensor to start out with. It makes no sense. You'll save a couple $100, but I'm starting you out in the wrong path. That is a very, very solid decision in getting into the wedding business. You can also look at the Canon 6D Mark II. You can get them new for about $1,400 and also get them used for $1,100. A 6D Mark II is only about $100 more than a used 5D Mark III. Now it's time to talk about lenses. You really can shoot an entire wedding on one lens. I know it sounds crazy, but you can. 80% of my photos are taken on a 24-70 USM3. That's really what I use all the time is the Canon 24-70. I very rarely use anything else. For some of those aesthetically pleasing couple shots or really signature style shots that I do, which there's really only about 20 or 30 of them throughout the whole day, I use the Canon 70-200 f2.8. There are a few other shots throughout the night on the dance floor that I will use my Sigma Art 50mm 1.4. Realistically, almost the entire day is photographed on one lens, the 24-70. You can shoot an entire wedding on one camera and one lens. Now, I don't recommend doing that. I really recommend having two bodies, 4 memory cards, and at least 2 to 3 lenses. So if something goes wrong, you have a backup. But the whole point of this video is to be budget friendly and how to get into wedding photography without spending a ton of money. So I'm going to recommend the Tamron 24-70. So there are 2 lenses from Tamron. One is the new G2 lens. It's about $1,100. You can get them used for about $800. If you're looking at saving a little bit more money, you can get the original 24-70 for about $600 used. You can't get them new anymore unless you find new old stock. But I do have that lens and it is incredibly good for the money. Those are the 2 lenses I would recommend, as you probably won't get a Canon 24-70 USM2 or USM3 for less than $1,300 or $1,400, which is a great lens. So I highly recommend the Tamron 24-70, the first generation, which is right there on the screen. If you can't find it for $699, get the new G2 lens for $1,100. Great value. All right, guys, now it's time to discuss some lighting. I'm going to recommend you guys to get a flash. You can get TTL, non-TTL, doesn't matter. I prefer manual, but that's up to you guys. I'm going to have to recommend Yongnuo. You can get the Yongnuo speed lights. I'm going to put one right there on the screen. It's going to be in the information box below. It works with Nikon or Canon. They each have their own flash, and you're only going to spend about $70 brand new. Highly recommend that. If you guys got a little extra money to spend, I have to recommend Streak Light 360s, and they come with a huge battery. I get like 1,000 plus shots at half power, and the Streak lights at a quarter power are the equivalent of a speed light at full power. They are very bright and powerful lights. I highly recommend them over a speed light, but if your budget doesn't allow, Yongnuo is the way to go, as it's a quarter of the cost. However, if you can get one, the Streak lights come with a dome diffuser, and you can also buy an additional diffuser for it, and the light bulbs, because they're not LEDs, they're actual light bulbs. They have a much better tonal clarity for photos. As far as brackets is concerned, I can't recommend any other bracket than Custom. The one right there on the screen, it costs $299. I have been using mine for 6 years. zero problems. That's the bracket to get. For a wedding photography setup, that is really good. It's going to be very hard to get into the wedding photography business for much less than $1,600 or $1,700 all in for extra battery, memory card, lens, camera, and proper lighting. Of course, this doesn't discuss the extra softbox or diffuser that you're going to be putting on the top of your bracket. But realistically, a bracket is going to take away red eye and give you much more natural lighting on subjects. Yongnuo will get the job done with a Gary Fong diffuser. However, I would highly recommend, if your budget allows, getting the streak lights with their dome diffuser, because that setup on the bracket, the custom bracket, is what I use, and my photos turn out so amazing. Little piece of advice, guys, don't get sucked into all these ads and marketing gimmicks telling you that, hey, this camera's better, you got to get the most expensive camera, it's got to be the best of the newest stuff. It's not the case. Does the 1DX Mark III have better color rendition in photos than a 5D Mark III? Yeah, it does. Are you going to notice it? Probably. If you're a professional, if you look real close or you know what to look for, yeah, it provides better results, but it should. It's $6,500. So when you're starting out, you can get the job done with great results. You just need proper exposure, posing, technique, and some experience with proper lighting and a good lens. The next video is going to be going through more gear for beginners, as well as some other videos that are going to be coming out in this series explaining you guys how to pose, how to take photos, how to really get into the wedding photography business, and how to market your business. This is just the gear and getting prepared to start your business. This is a venture. You're probably going to have to shoot a couple of weddings for free or very low budget and provide excellent results to your clients so you can use those photos to help build your business. We're going to get into all of that. This is just the first episode. If you guys really want to start your business successfully, you have to invest in yourself, because if you don't invest in yourself, why would anybody else? I'm giving you guys the absolute bare essentials that are good quality essentials to get you guys the best possible results. But I want to thank you guys for stopping in. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be safe out there in these strange times. We're going to see you guys in the next upload. Happy shooting. Have a great day, and we'll see you on the next upload.